so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
All right, everyone, buckle up. We're diving deep into some hardcore NFL action today.
Sounds good.
We're breaking down a game that might have looked like just another matchup on the schedule, but trust me, this one's got some serious depth to it.
Oh, yeah.
Cardinals versus Vikings, December 1st. What we're really going to uncover here is how a single game can tell you so much about where teams are going, you know?
Right.
Maybe even give us a glimpse into the future of the league itself. We've got game breakdowns, post-game reactions, the whole shebang.
Awesome. Those post-game reactions, those are always interesting, getting into the minds of the players and coaches.
Exactly. So to set the scene, Vikings are at home, and they're hungry for a playoff spot. The Cardinals, well, they're in rebuilding mode, but with Kyler Murray at quarterback.
You never count them out.
Exactly. You just know they can explode at any moment.
Rebuilding doesn't mean they're not dangerous. Murray can turn a game on its head in a heartbeat.
And that's what makes this so interesting. But the Vikings, they came out swinging, man. Talk about a statement in that first half.
For sure.
21-7 lead before the Cardinals could even blink. Justin Jefferson, wow, that guy's a monster. 120 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns.
Unstoppable.
It felt like he was playing a different sport out there.
It's not just the talent, though, right? It's the way he finds those holes in the coverage. Even the slightest hesitation from a defender, and Jefferson's already exploiting it.
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing a new generation of receivers in the NFL, and he's at the forefront.
He is leading the pack. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Cardinals were having a rough time. Kyler Murray was constantly under pressure, especially from Danielle Hunter.
Oh, Hunter was a beast that game.
Didn't he get 2 sacks in the first quarter alone?
Yeah, at least 2. But it's not just about the sacks, right?
Right.
Hunter disrupted that entire Cardinals offense. Every the snap, you could feel the pressure.
Yeah.
Murray couldn't use his mobility. Their game plan was totally thrown off.
Yeah, like every play was a scramble drill.
Exactly.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The Cardinals didn't lie down. They came out in that second half with a fire lit under them.
Oh, yeah. Murray finds rookie wide receiver Michael Wilson for a 45-yard touchdown. Remember that name, folks? This kid's got a bright future.
That play was massive.
Yeah. Not just for the points, but it showed Murray could shake off the pressure.
Right.
Make a play when it really mattered. Plus, we got to see that young Cardinals talent shine through. That wasn't just luck. That was a calculated strike.
And then, talk about a momentum swing, Zaven Collins picks off a pass from Cousins.
Oh, man. The energy in that stadium shifted instantly.
You could cut the tension with a knife. Suddenly, the Cardinals were right back in it.
That interception was huge, way more than just a turnover. It breathed life right back into the Cardinals and, maybe planted a little seed of doubt in those Vikings.
Oh, absolutely. Doubt is a powerful thing.
These moments where the whole feel of the game changes, those are often what separates close wins from, devastating losses.
So we've got these 3 massive moments, right? Jefferson's dominance early on, Collins' clutch interception, and then, well, we can't forget Madison taking over in that fourth quarter. He just marched the Vikings down the field and iced the game with that touchdown.
For sure. For sure. And each of those moments tells us so much about how these teams were approaching the game.
Yeah.
Jefferson's plays, they highlight how the Vikings were using his unique skills, to create those mismatches, dictate the flow. Collins' interception, that shows the impact of a defense just waiting to capitalize on a mistake.
Just waiting for it.
And then Madison's drive, that's classic clock control, grinding out the win when the pressure's on. Textbook.
Love it. Okay, let's dive into some individual performances. Cousins ended the day with almost 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns.
Impressive.
But also that 1 interception, is that a sign of weakness or is that just a quarterback who's not afraid to take risks?
That's the question, isn't it? Cousins, he's a gunslinger. He'll take those chances, and it leads to big plays, but sometimes, yeah, it leads to turnovers. I think the real measure is whether those risks pay off more often than not, and in this game.
They did.
But that interception does make you wonder about those decisions under pressure.
Food for thought. Now, on the other side, we have Murray. Not only did he throw for over 250 yards, but he also ran for 50.
He was moving.
Is he relying more on his legs these days, especially with that pressure we saw from the Vikings?
It's a trend we're seeing, for sure. As defenses get smarter about containing his passing, that mobility becomes even more crucial.
Makes sense.
It forces those defenses to adjust, account for that scrambling ability, and then, bam, it opens up options both in the passing and the running game. It's tough to defend against.
All right, we have to talk about Justin Jefferson. The guy is a walking highlight reel. He's already one of the top receivers in the league, and it feels like he's just scratching the surface. What makes him so special?
He's got that rare combo of raw athleticism and, like, a scientific understanding of the game. He studies those defenses, anticipates the coverage. He knows exactly where to be and when. Defenses are constantly trying to figure him out, but he seems to be always a step ahead.
And on the defensive side, Danielle Hunter was just wreaking havoc for the Vikings. 2 sacks, countless hurries, and a constant threat in the Cardinals' backfield. How much of the Vikings' success can we attribute to his performance?
Oh, his impact goes way beyond the stats. That relentless pressure, it forces quarterbacks into making bad throws, rushing decisions. It completely disrupts everything. He might not always get the sack, but he's the kind of player who dictates the pace of the entire game. He tilts the field, you know.
Absolutely. He's a game changer.
For sure.
So big picture, what does this win mean for the Vikings? They're 8-4 now. Looking pretty good for a playoff spot.
Huge win for them.
Yeah.
A big step towards solidifying those playoff chances. They showed they can win tough, gritty games, and the way they shut down a dynamic offense like the Cardinals, that's a good sign for the postseason.
Yeah.
They've got the firepower on offense, they've got resilience, and now they're starting to build that confidence that all the great teams have. You know, that we can beat anyone mentality.
And what about the Cardinals? Even though they lost, it was close. Are they rebuilding the right way?
It's encouraging what we saw. They fought back, showcased some of that young talent, proved they can hang with a team like the Vikings, a playoff contender. The playoffs might be out of reach this year, but they're definitely building something for the future.
It's all about the foundation, right?
Exactly. Getting those pieces in place, developing the young guys.
Building that identity. All right, so much to unpack here. We're just getting started.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot more to discuss.
It wasn't just about that final score, though, was it? I'm looking at some of these post-game reactions, and both coaches, they had some interesting things to say.
Yeah, those post-game comments can be really revealing. You kind of get a peek into how they're processing that win or loss. You know, what they're focusing on, what they see as areas to improve.
Right. So the Vikings coach, he was praising his team's resilience.
Yeah.
Especially how that offensive line held up against the Cardinals' pass rush. He even gave a shout out to Madison for stepping up in those clutch moments.
And that tells you a lot about the coaching staff there, right?
Yeah.
They're not just celebrating, they're really breaking down those key factors that led to the win. It's that attention to detail that makes the difference.
And on the Cardinals side, their coach, he seemed to be focusing more on the positives.
Right.
Highlighted those second half adjustments, the fight they showed, and the potential he sees in those young players.
That's smart coaching. Even in a loss, he's keeping his team motivated, focused on the big picture. It's about building for the future and that message of hope that's powerful.
Absolutely. You know what else I noticed? The fans online, the Cardinals fans, they were surprisingly upbeat,
Oh, yeah.
obviously disappointed with the loss, but they saw sparks of what this team could become.
It's the beauty of sports, man. It's not always about those wins and losses. It's about the journey, the ups and downs, the moments that make you believe. And for those Cardinals fans, I think those flashes of potential, those are keeping the hope alive.
Totally. Okay, back to the Vikings for a second. This win puts them in a great spot for the playoffs. They're a force to be reckoned with, no doubt. But are they real contenders? Can they hang with the big dogs in the league?
The million-dollar question. And this game gave us some answers. They've got that balance on offense. They can control the clock with the running game, but they can also hit you quick through the air with Jefferson.
They can do it all.
Yeah. That makes them really tough to game plan against.
Not a one-trick pony, that's for sure.
And their defense is solid, too.
Yeah.
Holding Murray and the Cardinals in check, that's not easy. They've got all the ingredients. Solid quarterback, a dominant receiver, tough D. They're checking all boxes.
So they've got the talent, the potential, but the playoffs are a different animal. You know, you need more than just talent. You need that grit, that mental toughness to perform under pressure. Can the Vikings handle that?
I'll have to wait and see. But this game, that win against the Cardinals, it showed they've got the right mindset. Faced adversity, they battled back, they found a way to win.
Yeah, good point. What about the Cardinals? Where do they go from here? They're not on the Vikings level, at least not yet, but are they on the right path with this rebuilding thing?
Too early to say for sure, but there are definitely signs of life. The talent is there, especially with Murray leading the charge. They're competitive, they're resilient, and they're getting that experience.
So it's about building that foundation, like we were saying.
Exactly.
Finding those pieces, developing those young players, establishing that identity.
Yeah, they got to solidify that offensive line, give Murray more time to work, and maybe a more consistent running game to take some pressure off of them. But the pieces are there. It's just a matter of putting it all together.
Speaking of Murray, his ability to extend plays with his legs, that was impressive.
Oh, yeah, he was making things happen.
He pulled something out of nothing multiple times. Is that something they should lean into even more?
It's tricky.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
That mobility, it's a huge asset. It keeps defenses guessing, allows him to make those plays when the pocket collapses.
Right.
But you also don't want him taking unnecessary hits. He's a valuable asset.
He's got to protect him.
Exactly.
So it's about finding that balance, using that mobility, but also having a system to keep him healthy, to keep him upright.
Delicate dance.
You know, this one game, it's like a microcosm of what we're seeing across the NFL. The importance of a balanced offense, that quarterback who can make plays inside A&D, outside the pocket, that constant battle between offense and defense, it's all right there.
Yeah, it's like a chess match.
It is.
Always evolving, adapting. The Vikings, they're playing that chess match at a high level right now. Smart moves, capitalizing on opportunities, building that momentum. The Cardinals, they're still figuring out their strategy, but they're showing flashes.
Those flashes are exciting.
Definitely.
And that's what keeps us coming back, right?
Listen.
The intrigue, the twists and turns, the chance to see greatness unfold.
Yeah, it's why we love this game.
You know what else I found interesting? Some of those strategic decisions made by both coaches. Felt like there were a few moments where those decisions could have swung the game either way.
Yeah, absolutely. Coaching decisions, they can make or break a game, especially in those crucial moments. Remember that 4th and 1 call by the Vikings coach? They were clinging to a 3-point lead.
Oh, yeah. Held my breath on that one.
He went for it instead of punting, and they converted. Gunty call, but it paid off.
Big time.
That's the kind of decision-making that wins championships. You got to trust your gut, take those calculated risks, put your players in position to succeed.
Trust your gut. I like that. And for the Cardinals, there was that timeout they called right before the Vikings game-winning drive.
Yeah.
Seemed like they were trying to ice the kicker, but it didn't work.
Timeouts, man, they're tricky. Sometimes they work, sometimes they backfire. It's all a mind game, trying to get any little advantage you can.
It's like dot chess, but with real-life stakes.
Exactly. You got to think a few moves ahead, anticipate your opponent, make that decision in the heat of the moment. It's what separates the good coaches from the great ones, that ability to make the right call, to inspire those players to execute.
Yeah. This deep dive, it's been more than just about one game. It's about the big trends, the challenges in the NFL. We saw how players like Jefferson, like Murray, can change the game, and how teams like the Vikings, like the Cardinals, they're always evolving.
It's what keeps things interesting, It's a dynamic landscape, always changing. And even those tiny details, they can have a huge impact on a game, on a season.
So we've analyzed the game, talked about the players, the big picture, but I always like to hear what the fans are saying. What was the buzz around this game?
Oh, man, the fans were buzzing. Vikings fans, they were riding high on that win, feeling good about their playoff chances. But there was this sense of, cautious optimism,
Yeah.
They know there's still work to do, tough games ahead.
It's not over yet.
Exactly. And the Cardinals fans, they were on the losing end, but I don't know. I got the feeling they weren't too discouraged.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of optimism online. They saw those sparks of potential, that fight. I think they're starting to buy into this whole rebuilding process.
Trusting the process.
Trusting the process. It's funny how one game can create such different reactions, such a range of emotions.
That's the beauty of it, right?
It is. It's more than just a game. It's an experience. A way to connect with people, to debate, to feel those highs and lows together in a world that feels so divided sometimes. That shared passion. It's special.
So true. As we wrap up this deep dive on the Cardinals and Vikings, what's the one thing you'd want our listener to take away from this game? Something beyond that final score?
I think the biggest thing is that power of resilience. Both teams, they faced some adversity.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, they were down early. The Vikings had to fight off that comeback.
Yeah.
But neither team gave up. They adapted. They dug deep.
Yeah.
They battled.
So a reminder that even when things are tough, you can turn it around.
Exactly. And that goes way beyond football. We all face setbacks, challenges, moments where we just want to quit.
Oh, yeah.
But how we respond to those moments, that's what defines us. The Cardinals, they were the underdogs, but they embodied that fighting spirit, didn't let that early deficit get to them, kept pushing, kept believing, and they made those Vikings work for it.
It's a powerful message, not just for athletes, but for anyone going through a tough time. You have a choice. You can give in or you can keep fighting.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that resilience, that determination, that's more valuable than any win.
Well said. That's why sports are so powerful. They give us these metaphors, these life lessons. We can take those off the field into our everyday lives.
So to our listener out there, the next time you're facing a challenge, remember the Cardinals and Vikings. Remember that resilience.
Yeah.
Remember that refusal to quit.
It might just make all the difference.
That's a wrap on this deep dive, folks. But the journey continues.
It does.
We'll be back with another fascinating topic, more sources to uncover, more to learn together. Until then, stay curious.
And keep diving deep. The fans online were buzzing, no doubt. Vikings fans, riding high on that win, feeling pretty good about their playoff chances. But there was also this sense of, cautious optimism. They know the job's not done. Still got some tough games ahead.
Makes sense. What about the Cardinals fans? They didn't come out on top, but it seemed like they weren't too down on the team.
Yeah, it was surprising. A lot of positive vibes coming from Cardinals fans online. They saw those flashes, the potential we talked about, the heart they showed. I think they're starting to believe in this rebuild.
Trusting the process.
That's it. Trusting the process.
Yeah.
It's crazy how one game can bring out so many different reactions, all those emotions.
It's the beauty of sports, I guess.
It really is. It's not just about the scoreboard. It's an experience, a shared one. It connects people, gets them talking, feeling all those highs and lows together in a world that feels so divided sometimes. That's pretty powerful.
So true. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the Cardinals and Vikings, what's the one thing you'd want our listener to take away? Beyond the final score, of course.
I think it's the power of resilience. Both teams faced some real adversity. The Cardinals were down early, and the Vikings had to fight off that comeback. But neither team gave up. They adjusted, dug deep, battled till the very end.
So even when things look bad, you can turn it around.
Exactly. And that's a lesson that goes way beyond the football field. Setbacks, challenges.
Yeah.
We all face them. We all have those moments where we just want to quit. But it's how we respond that defines us. The Cardinals, even as the underdogs, they had that fighting spirit, didn't let that early deficit get in their heads, kept pushing, kept believing, made the Vikings earn that win.
That's powerful stuff, not just for athletes, but for anyone going through a tough time. You have a choice. Give up or keep fighting. And sometimes that resilience, that fight, is more valuable than any win you could get.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's why we love sports, right? They give us these metaphors, these lessons we can take with us off the field.
So to our listener, next time you're facing a challenge, remember the Cardinals, remember the Vikings, remember that resilience and never give up attitude. It might just be the thing that gets you through.
It might just be. And remember, there's always a deeper story there, waiting to be discovered. A new way of looking at things. Keep asking questions, keep digging, keep diving deep.
That's it for this deep dive, everyone. But the journey doesn't end here. We'll be back soon with another exciting topic, more sources to explore, more to learn together. Until then, stay curious.
And keep diving deep.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.